Yo, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're in the world. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. It is Monday, March 3rd, 2025. And I'm on my way back to the Airbnb from work, y'all. Just thought I'd do this quick live stream because I'm thoroughly confused. I am thoroughly confused by what people feel like they saw this past Saturday when Gervonta greased Tonka Truck Davis faced Lamont Roach. I'm just confused about what people saw. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick. You know, Tonka Truck Davis did not look good this past Saturday. He looked like ass, okay? He looked like he could not make adjustments. He looked like he was afraid to engage. It looked like, it looked like Gervonta was just, mediocre, mid. You know what I mean? His performance was mid. And the funny thing is, it's not, this performance that he just had is not very different than most of the fights I've seen him have. To me, the performance is similar, right? He starts slow, he downloads and do all these different things, gauges your power, all that shit, and you can very well win the first 5 or 6 or 7 rounds before he catches you in one of his traps and knocks you out. And I didn't see much different. I didn't see much different in the Lamont Roach fight. He did the same shit. I mean, he barely engaged. He did around a lot more. He did do a lot more lateral movement, but this is because Lamont Roach walked him down. Lamont Roach cut him off, cut the ring off. Lamont Roach used 3 of the 4 criteria of scoring boxing in those first 5 rounds very well. Neither guy threw a lot of punches in the first 4 or 5 rounds. I mean, those are the so-called fill-out rounds. Those are the rounds where Tonka Truck expects you to blow your load, especially since he's used to fighting, guys that are flat-footed or, like to try to throw a lot of big shots, you know what I'm saying, and all those type of things. Guys that he really does not respect their power. He can just walk through them. He's usually not the one being walked down very consistently. Unless you're like a Rolly Romero or a Ryan Garcia, where he felt your power and he was afraid to get hit by you. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he was afraid to get hit by Lamont Roach. Now, that has everything to do with how well Lamont Roach performed on Saturday. People will downplay how well he performed. And, that's kind of crazy. I'm not going to do no flips. I can't do no flip right now. I'm well out of practice. But, I'll take the 500. You just sent me 500. Anyway. So listen, the bottom line is people try to downplay Lamont Roach's performance because Tonka Truck Davis didn't perform well. And that's pretty wild because Lamont Roach performed very well against a guy who did not want to engage, against a guy who was dancing around the ring. You know what I'm saying? Good afternoon, Queen Shaquila. Queen Mother Shaquila, how are you this afternoon? Think about that. Tonka Truck Davis was running around and doing all this lateral movement in the first 5 rounds, and it wasn't for what? I mean, Yeah, he did not engage. They both pawed their jabs out. And to me, Lamont Roach had more success with his jab, as it was discovered, right? As they found out, right? When they looked at it, Lamont Roach was much more successful with his jab than Tonka Truck Davis was. Tonka Truck Davis stayed out of range of his own jab and was barely in range of Lamont Roach's, but Lamont Roach was finding success with his jab. Gervonta was running around the ring, and Lamont Roach effectively cut him off. Got him into the corners, walked him down into the ropes, all type of shit. These things, that's part of boxing. That's part of how well you perform in boxing. How you play off of your opponent, how you address what they're doing. And that's what he was doing. Lamont Roach was, in effect, doing what he could against a Tonka Truck Davis that was not trying to engage in the first 5 rounds. Right? There were some, there were some shots thrown, in those rounds, some shit landed, but for the most part, Lamont Roach did not play into Tonka Truck's game of, I'm going to let you blow your wad. I'm going to figure out how you're going to perform. I'm going to see what type of combos you use. I'm going to feint. I'm going to see how you react to my feints. All these different things, setting up traps, right? From early on in the rounds. Well, Lamont Roach did not do that, right? Lamont Roach did not do that. And this is something that Tonka Truck Davis does every fight. Tonka Truck Davis has not changed much up in any fight. He's never had to adjust. He's never had to make adjustments before, except for when he fought. There were a couple performances where he had to do that, right? Especially when he fought Pitbull after he hurt his hand. But most fights that Tonka Truck Davis are in, this is what he does. So when people say, they're making excuses. Oh, it wasn't a focus tank, because Tank before said, oh, a focus tank is a dangerous tank. But the bottom line is, if clearly Tonka Truck Davis has never been focused, because he fights like this all the time. And to try to say, oh, he wasn't focused, he was thinking about getting out of the game and all that. Tonka Truck Davis was never, in my opinion, into the sport of boxing like that. He was in it for the money. He wasn't in it to excel and to challenge himself and to be greater. That was never his MO. He had that, what people perceive to be punching power and all that shit. And really what it is he sets those traps. He catches you coming in. He gets you on the ropes. He'll counter with that uppercut. Little things like that. Right? But that's what he relies on. That's what he relies on. If he can't do that, he is struggling. If he cannot knock you out when he wants to, he is struggling. He is struggling, especially against somebody like Lamont Roach, who had an answer for everything that Tonka Truck did. And that makes, in my opinion, that makes Lamont Roach's performance great, right? Compared to Tonka Truck Davis. Think about it. Compared to Tonka Truck Davis, stylistically, Lamont Roach performed greatly. His defense was good. He took his head off the center. When Tonka started turning it up, he was countering, landed some good shots, got low blowed, shoulder checked, almost got bit, and still overcame all that shit. hurt Tonka Truck Davis multiple times, right? But because Tonka Truck performed on a C level and Lamont Roach beat him as he performed on the C level, y'all want to try to say that performance was C level. Now, as to whether or not Lamont Roach is a C level fighter, period, well, that remains to be seen. I'm not going to say that, right? Because he bested a C level, somebody who appears to be a C level fighter right now, Tonka Truck Davis. Beat him convincingly. By boxing, right? Not boxing, using those 4 criteria. You know what I'm saying? Landing clean, hard punches. Using ring generalship to cut Lamont Roach off and back him into the ropes and back him into corners. Controlling the center of the ring. Right? All those things. His defense was good. Against Tonka Truck Davis. And he got a beard. His chin was excellent as well. He ate some big shots. I didn't see him get hurt. So he used ring generalship well. He used defense. His defense was on par. He landed the clean, hard punches, right? Even though they said that Tonka Truck Davis threw the most power shots, or landed the most power shots, they weren't as effective as Lamont Roach's. So he had the ring generalship, he had the clean, hard punches, he had the effective aggression in the ring generalship. He had all those things on display. And just because Tonka did not challenge Lamont Roach more does not mean that Lamont Roach's performance was ass. If Tonka Truck didn't engage, if Tonka Truck was running scared, if Tonka Truck was making it, if he was on low blows, and if his performance sucked, well, that means that Tonka Truck Davis's performance sucked. It does not mean that Lamont Roach automatically has a sucky performance because he didn't just go after and go in and just try to take Tonka Truck Davis out like y'all want him to. No, he was patient. You know what I'm saying? He didn't fall for the traps. Y'all wanted him to fall for the trap so that you could see what he does with it. No. Why would I do that? Why would I take what Tonka Truck Davis does best and play into it to appease y'all? Fuck that. No. I say that makes his performance better, that he did not try to go in there and try to wallop on Tonka Truck Davis. You know what I'm saying? All willy-nilly. No, I think his performance was better because he countered Tonka Truck. He knew Tonka Truck Davis was going to turn up. He allowed him to turn up and he countered. As opposed to just rushing at Tonka Truck Davis and doing all this, that, and the third, and whatever y'all wanted him to do. I don't know what y'all wanted him to do to give Tonka Truck, give Lamont Roach his full credit. Tonka Truck was ass and Lamont Roach was great in that fight. Yeah. He beat him 9 rounds to 3. You could even say 10 rounds to 3, but I gave I didn't necessarily give Tonka Truck a round, but I did edge it toward him. You know what I'm saying? I edged it toward him. It could have gone either way. It could have been a 10-2. But I'm being fucking generous. The bottom line is, just because Tonka Truck was ass does not mean that that his performance was ass, does not mean that he wasn't dangerous if you just decide to go at him or if you decide to engage more. No, Lamont Roach engaged the perfect amount. The amount that was necessary to beat Gervonta Tonka Truck Davis. And that's just what it is. And he did a great job. Made Tonka Truck Davis take a knee and everything. He did great. Tonka Truck Davis did not perform well. So when people say, oh, well, you know, Lamont Roach didn't engage enough, you know, the punches landed and all this shit. Well, punches landed is not the only criteria in scoring boxing, right? And people want to say, oh, well, it was a close fight. No, it was not. Only the knee would have made, only Gervonta Tonka Truck Davis taking the knee would make the separation. No. With or without the knee being counted, Lamont Roach won. And what I was saying on I think it was God damn it, forgot his name. I suck with names, y'all. Forgive me. The brother that does live streams with Blue Blood Sports TV. Forgot his name. God damn it. I'm a mod of his too. I don't even know his fucking name right now. Anyway, I was on his channel yesterday and I was explaining that people think it's a close fight because in some of the rounds, right? In some of the rounds that Lamont Roach won, he barely won, right? It was close. Those individual rounds were close. But each round is counted as a singular round. Stephen X was good, right? Each round is isolated. So once you score that round is won. There is no, oh, it was close. So when we add all the rounds up, we gonna take it. No, it's not how it works. If Lamont Roach won rounds 1 through 5, and those rounds were close, right? He won rounds 1 through 5, period. So you take those scores and you put them over there. Lamont Roach won those. Tonka Truck Davis won rounds 6, 7, 8, possibly 8, right? It could have gone either way, round 8. But let's say we give Tonka Truck Davis round 8. Assalamu alaikum, Stephen X. Let's say that. So, Tonka Truck Davis probably won those 3 rounds more convincingly than Lamont Roach won the first 5. But guess what? Those 3 rounds are still just 3 rounds. So the score for those 3 rounds remain how they are. You don't weigh them differently based on who won, how convincingly those rounds were won. That's how that works. Then you have Lamont Roach winning 9 through 12 more convincingly, right? So now y'all want to say, oh well, it was close. No, it was not close. 1 through 5 went to Lamont Roach. 9 through 12 went to Lamont Roach. 6 through 8 went to Tonka Truck Davis. You only gave 1 round, Stephen X? That's funny. I ain't mad at that either. I mean, listen, he was ass, period. But Lamont Roach won the first 5 rounds and the last 4 rounds, in my opinion. Tonka Truck Davis won the middle 3. So, it's not close. It's 9 rounds to 3 is not close. Just because the first 5 rounds were close does not mean that the whole fight was fucking close. Why are you avoiding my comments? I'm not. I wanted to stop. Lamont showed out and gave the dude the business. Absolutely. Then the hairdresser came out and said she said what? Say he tripping about the Soul Glow. I mean, what? Yeah, I heard they going at her. Tonka Truck Davis is a piece of shit for not shutting that down. He should be shutting that down. He should be saying, look, don't be coming at my hairstylist. It was not her fault. You know what I'm saying? She did a great job. He's full of shit. He didn't have no goddamn grease in his eye. I seen him run stumble tank several times. Yeah. What are you talking about? I said that. I said that Lamont Roach hurt Tonka Truck Davis multiple times. What are you talking about? I didn't see Tonka Truck Davis hurt Lamont Roach at all. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. He ate them shits. Now, did Tonka Truck Davis land some good shots? Yes. But they did not hurt Lamont Roach. And Lamont Roach was not scared. I know that Dead Mike, what is you talking about? I know he took a knee because he was hurt. You ain't getting no dispute from me about that. The bottom line is Tonka Truck Davis performance was ass and Lamont Roach performance was great on the night. Not saying that Lamont Roach is a great fighter, but he did great work on Saturday. They don't allow timeouts unless the ref is doing it. Unless the ref sees that maybe the fighter is hurt or maybe he got a bad cut. You know what I'm saying? He wants the doc to come look at it. But Tonka Truck Davis, yeah, I mean, listen. And then on top of that, Calvin Ford came up onto the apron and touched, you know, that's an automatic DQ. So, I mean, the bottom line is Lamont Roach won convincingly. 9 rounds to 3 or even 10 rounds to 2. Bottom line, however, you know what I'm saying? He did great work doing it. Why, you know, y'all, people are struggling to give Lamont Roach his props. But I understand, you know, it's all based on perspective or perception. It's your perception and, you know, it's subjective, sort of. But you have to look at the reality of what was happening in those early rounds, right? In the people want to dismiss those early rounds. Well, you can't dismiss those because those rounds count toward a total score. And Lamont Roach won those first 5 rounds. And he won the last 4. Period. And he won the first 5 by doing good things. By, like I said, walking Tank down, effective aggression. Cutting the ring off. Taking Tank where he wanted him to go. Backing him into the ropes. Putting Tank on the back foot. You know, using good lateral movement, good footwork, all that type of shit. He had that. So he had the ring generalship and the defense. You know, when Tank did try to engage, his defense was on point. You know, and again, Lamont Roach had the cleaner, harder punches in the first 5 rounds. There weren't a lot of them, but he had the most. I saw Tonka kind of starting to have a little fear from what Lamont Roach was landing in those first 5 rounds. You know what I'm saying? He did not fall for Tonka Truck Davis's traps. That's great work. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? And Tonka Truck Davis, just because Tonka Truck Davis didn't know what to do with it and couldn't figure it out and that doesn't mean that Lamont Roach performance was mediocre. No, that means that Tonka Truck Davis's performance was mediocre, and that's point blank, and that's it. You know, but you know, people want to say what they want to say. It is what it is. But I'm just giving my 2 cents because, you know, that's what I feel like doing. In the last 5, you know, in the last rounds, oh hell yeah, he's a dirty fighter, bro. Yeah. I mean, in Lamont Roach, he wasn't bitching and complaining about it. Not too much. Look, all that, I mean, listen. Tonka Truck Davis was crying and whining like a motherfucker to that ref. He was trying to bring that, Lamont Roach was fighting Tonka Truck Davis. He had to beat the ref and Tonka Truck Davis and the judges. Against all those odds, he was able to pull off a draw. Knowing that we know good and goddamn well Lamont Roach won. But, you know, people want to tell you, well, you know, it was close and, you know, they both didn't do that great. Man, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. Lamont Roach did great and whiz ass zooked Tonka Truck Davis's ass, and that's the bottom line to it. Period. against Tonka Truck Davis on that night. Does that mean that he does great against everybody? No, this means he did great against Tonka Truck Davis. He kept looking at yeah, man, listen. Tonka Truck Davis, he got exposed, bro. He got exposed, and we now know why he don't want to go fuck with Turkey, because he won't have any control over anything. He won't have control over the negotiations. He won't have control over, you know, the ring. He won't have control over the referee. He won't have control over shit. Turkey Al-Sheikh is going to level the playing field. Oh, that's a great question, Queen Mother Shaquila. She asked, where did Tank's power and physique go? It's the same. See, y'all, not you. I know you're asking a very great question, Shaquila. That's what I would ask the Tank baby gobblers. Yes, I understand your question. But to them, I would say, Tonka Truck's power and physique didn't go anywhere. Tonka Truck is the same motherfucker he's been for most of his career. You know, ever since Pedraza or whoever, when he started doing what he's doing, right? The way he fights. Tonka Truck Davis has not changed a lot. So when people say, oh, a focused tank is a dangerous tank, well, when was he ever focused? When was he ever focused? He's only dangerous, right, to guys that he can set these traps on, guys that he knows that are predictable, that can pick him apart, that will not even try to outbox him. Shaquila says, well, it's with the NYSAC now. So, yeah, exactly. I hope it gets overturned. And then Lamont Roach becomes the WBA champion at 135, as he deserves to be. Tonka Truck brought his ass up. Guess what, brother? You brought his ass up. You thought he was a cherry. He wasn't a cherry. I thought he was a cherry pick. I did not think that Lamont Roach would win. I thought he'd get knocked out in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I underestimated Lamont Roach. I can say that, no problem. But guess what? On the night of that fight, he showed greatness against Tonka Truck Davis. Against Tonka Truck Davis. That is the distinction I want to exemplify. Against Tonka Truck Davis, he showed greatness. And maybe he can go on and do more great things. We'll see. Without any document testing. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, this is crazy. Yeah. That's a great question, Shaquille. I see where you're going now. Hey, who knows, man? We'll see what comes out in the wash. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, we cool. What the fuck is that? Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, get up in this crib, get ready for tomorrow. But I just thought I just wanted to touch on that real quick, you know, because I think it's insidious how people are trying to drag Lamont Roach down, drag his performance down because Tonka Truck Davis' performance was ass. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm giving him his props, his full props, not no half-assed. Oh well, you know, Lamont Roach did good, but no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Exactly, and he showed heart. Exactly. Oh well. Oh, he knows Tonka Truck Davis. They're familiar. Well, guess what? Just like BFTB said last night in his live stream, just like Lamont Roach knows Tank and Tank knows Lamont Roach. They both know each other. Shit. So that you can get out of here with that too. Y'all can get out of here with that as well. But anyway, much love. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for coming through. And I'm holla at y'all with another video. Until then, let's keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace. God damn it.